What's up guys, and welcome to the finale of Let's Play Gungrave Overdose! So, it's time for the final battle against Garino, but he unfortunately doesn't like to play fair, so we're going to have to go Super Saiyan on him, yes! Isn't that brilliant? Now, I don't know what the actual reasoning is for why Grave gets superpowers here and why his hair stands up, aside from just its anime logic. So, as a result, being that he's now in his ultimate form, our demolition shot gauge just automatically refills. That's the only perk for this. So we'll basically have a constant supply of demolition shots for this fight. The downside is we're going to be using them almost constantly because Garino has this annoying organ thing, this grand organ of death that causes slow-mo. And as the game is going to give us here with a little brief indication, a little visual cue,
You must destroy that man.
if you use the bullet time demolition shots, you regain normal speed back. So that's how you counteract that. Now, each of these little floating prism things allocates to a certain color, and that corresponds with a certain object in the room. Now, obviously, the green one represents the green shielded wall with the organ on that side of the room, and the purple one on the other side of the room. And I think the blue represents Garino himself, although if we destroy that one, it just comes back for now. We have to get rid of both sides first. And as we continue to do this, these things will continue to regenerate, and as we destroy them, they will spawn in weird floaty wall things that will protect the actual targets from being destroyed. So this is just really monotonous. These things take a ton of damage to kill as well. See how it spawned those little... kind of reminds me of one of the nobody attacks from Kingdom Hearts 2. I can't remember which one does that. It's something similar, it just reminds me of it. They also shoot laser beams at us because why not? So yeah, our main objective is just to destroy those two organs, and then Garino himself will be vulnerable. And as you saw earlier, we actually regained some health at this point. I'm not sure how we did that, but we're going to have to get a little bit more back here. I think it may have something to do with using a demolition shot while your shields are full, or something like that, or maybe a unique game mechanic for this particular fight, because we're Super Saiyan Grave now. So, unfortunately, this part of the fight is going to be very slow and monotonous, and you're going to see me get knocked back on my ass over and over and over again. But, unfortunately, there's no really... and I missed a perfectly good chance to use the ultimate boss destroying demolition shot on the organ, because the prism thing respawned too quickly, as it would, knowing my luck, so it just comes back. We've got to kill it all over again. It just comes back after an arbitrary amount of time, pretty much. So, you're going to see me spamming the bullet time demolition shot just to regain my aim and my normal speed and get myself off the ground here from getting knocked back by this attack over and over and over again. But if we are persistent enough, we can't really die, because obviously we're generating our shields every time we do this, making any damage they deal to us pretty much negligible. The only other concern is any other enemies that spawn in while this is going on, because we will get those giant guard robot guys coming in as well. But yeah, this part of the finale is going to be very slow and monotonous, and the next part's going to be exciting, so just bear with it if you guys can. This game has been non-stop action since the beginning, and we've conquered much worse foes than this, much worse foes than a couple of floating crystal things and some bad music. So, while we have the downtime, I actually want to talk a little bit about the complete and total lunacy and complete heel turn that is the plot right now, because aliens. So I guess the game's canon explanation for Orgmen and the Necrolization and Seed is it's all one thing, but it's all systemic of a alien superorganism that wants to spread itself all over other life forms, sort of like a parasite. So Garino agreed to spread it intentionally around Earth so that he could have access to the ship, and the ship would allow him to just travel the stars and experience luxuries that his billionaire wealth would not allow him to even enjoy on Earth. So he's basically just a spoiled little brat. He's like, oh, even Earth is not good enough for my pleasures. I need to go visit the stars. And we will be having none of that, of course. So, as ridiculous as that is, I just kind of make excuses for it. I just kind of sweep it under the rug as far as the plot is concerned. I don't think it's a huge, like, yeah, it's a sudden heel turn, but it's not like a major plot hole or anything, because it doesn't really introduce anything that I mean, it does introduce a few things that we weren't already aware of, but it doesn't really change anything in the grand scheme of the plot. This plot is also always more about its characters than anything else, especially as far as the anime is concerned. We already destroyed the purple organ, so now we've got to go back and destroy the green one, or the one with the green force field, rather. So we're making good progress here. But yeah, what more so, I just don't care for Garino's character. I just think he makes a lousy villain. He's played it pretty well up until this point. The fact that he did sort of manipulate everyone from the beginning was pretty nice, and it definitely defied our expectations a little bit that he sold out his own dad. But we're just ready to kill him off. I mean, there's nothing personal about this fight like there was with Harry McDowell. It's nothing. There's no deep-seated revenge going on here, and I definitely don't care that they killed off Spike. If anything, he was this game's most annoying character, and the constant banter between him and Juji had to stop. But I think even Juji feels bad that knowing the truth about Spike, that he had to go out like he did. So it's a shame, but oh well. At least he did provide some usefulness towards the end. Yeah, see, this is where it really gets annoying, is when these guys start spawning in. And I think these are actually a tougher version of the than the ones we've been fighting earlier on. I'm not sure when these were actually introduced. I haven't really been keeping track, but it almost reminds me of the Romanovs from Vanquish a little bit there. They've got little drill arms and what looks like exhaust pipes coming out the top there. It's very metal. I'm very hesitant to use my demolition shot when I only have one left, because I want to make sure that I can still use it. Now, again, it seems like no matter how frequently you use a demolition shot to cancel out the slow-mo that they inflict on you, they can just reestablish it. Like, again, it's just an arbitrary amount of time until it's already slowing you down again. There's nothing you can do about it. At least our art count is really high right now, and whatever that means. I don't think it'll really amount to anything. But then again, we have been in the same encounter for a very long time, so that's probably why it's doing that. But yeah, upon doing some research for the Fangaram fight, I did realize that there is quite a bit of distinct differences between the three quote-unquote routes for the game, playing as the three different characters. So I will definitely be excited to go back through and play this game again as the other two characters, but that'll be a while. And I may, if I decide to do it for a Let's Play, I may only show off, like, maybe some levels that play differently, or maybe I'll cut out all cutscenes, or I'll only show cutscenes that are different for those characters that we don't get to see playing as the other characters. I've played the beginning level of both Juji and Rocket Billy on separate occasions, and it's basically the first level after the tutorial for Grave. You know, Grave is the only one that gets the actual proper story introduction and the tutorial level. The other two don't get that. I don't know if it's because they're not they're only unlockable after you've beaten the game as Grave, or if it's just, you know, they intend for you to play as Grave first, and obviously you would know about these other two characters by the time you decided to. See, they went and reestablished the stupid force field again. I really hate this. And there's no real way to manipulate this fight, from what I know. If I could, I most certainly would make this shorter and less monotonous, but it just does not seem to be going my way at all. There's also a distinct lack of information on this fight. Like, I'm not sure if it's the blue one that invokes the slow-mo on us, and just the green and purple ones control their respective force fields, but man, is it annoying. Oh, we almost got it. We just gotta hang in there a little bit longer. Okay, I've dropped the force field. I just gotta get a good clean shot. I think I got it. Maybe just a little bit more damage. There we go, alright. Now we just gotta destroy the last prism thing, and Garino's shield will drop.
You haven't beaten me yet.
I guess it's Garino himself that's introducing all the little force field things in there. Not that we care.
You haven't beaten me yet.
At least we're not being slowed down anymore, which is a godsend at this point. Okay, please get out of our way. This is really annoying. I might actually be able to melee those if I was careful enough. Alright, one good rocket should finish him off.
You're hopeless.
Ah, great. What kind of tricks does he have up his sleeve now?
Witness my strength. You haven't beaten me yet.
Alright, so time for the true final battle against Garino, his second form, which I'm not sure if these powers are alien powers or if he's actually just infused himself with seed. But he's pretty powerful. He's very fast. He's very agile. We're still Super Saiyan Grave, so we can still use our demolition shots pretty freely against him. But he's also still slowing down time. So using the bullet time against him is actually pretty effective to get some good hits on him. I'll probably try to demonstrate the Tier 3 demolition shot for bullet time here if I can, which means I will have successfully demonstrated all of them, if I can help it. He has some pretty nasty attacks, mainly just, you know, shooting at you really fast before you're able to dodge it, and then he stun locks you and shoots random missiles at you that come from seemingly nowhere. He also has a secondary health bar. There's nothing really to that. It sort of just means he has twice as much health as he appears to have. There's no way to really drop the barrier around him necessarily. We just kind of have to keep on the move and dodge his main little cannon blast thing from his fingertips there. This would be a really cool final battle if we had both Juji and RB both participating at the same time, but there are no sequences like that in the game, unfortunately. They don't give us AI-controlled allies. Not that I really mind, but I just imagine all three of them just going absolutely just ham on this guy and just annihilating him. But we can't have that on screen, so we'll just leave it up to our imagination, I suppose. It's pretty much a battle of attrition with this bullet time thing. But again, I want to kind of address the reason why I didn't really use the bullet time very much in this game, even though it is a great mechanic in almost every game that it's in. It doesn't really work the same in this game as it does in, say, in Max Payne. And if you're used to how the bullet time works in the Max Payne series, then the bullet time in this just goes against your normal sensibilities, and it just feels awkward to use because the physics don't behave the way you think they would. As far as the gunplay and the characters moving around and whatnot, it just feels like everything is, you know, slowed down, which it is. But it doesn't really feel like it gives you that much more of an advantage, whereas in Max Payne it completely changes the bullet physics and everything. It's much more fundamental to the core gameplay. So, you know, maybe if I practice a little bit more with it, I'd be able to find some really abusive strategies using the bullet time. Or maybe I would just grow to like it more and find it more fun. But honestly, it just doesn't really fit my playstyle, and I'd rather just kill the thing as fast as possible. Alright, we got some pretty good damage in on him. He's about halfway there now. We fought for all our life. Died, got back up again, and fought some more. And we finally thought we could rest. You get in our way. So, if we put you down, we'll put you down if it's the last thing we do. I like their Super Saiyan forms too. Shirtless And that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. God, what an awesome finale.
That's the counter seed. It can neutralize any seed present in the human body. It's still only a prototype, but take it. You've been most entertaining. You may
Likewise.
still be
We
able to
appreciate it.
save the girl. Do you believe me?
Sounds like he has some doubts there. Not that we really have a choice. Very profound for Juji to say, though.
You must live, Mika.
You're not coming with us?
We're born drifters. We can't stay in one place for long.
Maybe you should just leave me here, Juji. I'm getting tired of your face anyway.
Hey, Spectre boy. Why don't you just shut up?
Say goodbye to Grave for us.
Of course.
Well, let's get going.
I really like seeing Juji with the guitar on his back. It sort of makes him, it sort of really solidifies the wandering drifter look there. And it's almost sort of amusing knowing that RB is stuck in that thing. So that's it for Let's Play Gungrave Overdose. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really appreciate each and every one of you that took the time to watch this series and bared with the awful copyright issues. This game is very precious to me. This franchise is very precious to me. I put a lot of work into test playing this game to make sure it was as optimal as possible, and I hope I did a good enough job. I know it was much longer, but 4 times as long actually as the original Gungrave Let's Play, and I hope that it was 4 times the quality as well, not only with the story presentation but my commentary as well. I really do enjoy this game quite a bit. It's one of my all-time favorite third-person shooters, probably, if I had to categorize it. And I just love all of Yasuhiro Naito's work. I need to finish Blood Blockade, actually, but I'm planning to do a Naito Memories retrospective video pretty soon and talk about all of his works and my love of them, and show off the Gungrave archives a little bit, which is a very nice art book. If you guys have not checked it out, definitely look into it if you're a fan of the series. Also, you can see there in the credits the soundtrack as well. I know I complain about the copyright issues with the soundtrack and the Victor Entertainment automatic copyright ID content matching thing for YouTube, but I do have to say, credit where it's due, the soundtrack is very good for this game and for the anime. This game uses a lot of the anime's soundtrack, which is in 2 separate volumes. I own both volumes, and they're both tremendous. They fit the mood of the anime perfectly, and they range from very slow in tempo and very atmospheric to very upbeat and jazzy, and it's good stuff. So, I really wish they made either a 3rd game or they made some kind of HD collection for this. Like maybe even ported it to like the PSP or the Vita or something like that. I really would love that, but unfortunately we're never going to get that, I don't think, because this is pretty much a dead franchise, and I don't think that Nightow is interested in bringing it back. I don't think that Red Entertainment or Massive, I don't think Massive even exists anymore. I don't think Red Entertainment's interested in bringing this back. The only other inclusion of these characters in another game was in Chaos Wars, which is another game that I have where Mika, Grave, and the other guys from this game appear as strategy game characters, which is nice. I may show off some gameplay footage of that game eventually, but that won't be for a while. So, once again, I hope you guys enjoy this. We're going to tune in next time for Dishonored Brigmore Witches and Sengoku Basara 2.